Madcap Music Review. We're here tonight with Mike Neufeld, the manager and owner of the Gaslamp in Long Beach, and also a musician, singer of Damage. How you doing?
I'm good, John. How you doing?
Doing good, brother.
Good.
So this is becoming quite the establishment. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it sure is. We're about 3.5 years old, and being a musician, I've always wanted to shamelessly have my own stage to play on at some point in my life. Actually, all kidding aside, always did want to own a music venue and a restaurant and a bar, and we've put all that together here in one venue in Long Beach here, and we're just trying to bring back the whole live music scene here a little bit, and have a place that is really a great place to come have a meal and see a great band and have a couple of cocktails and just a real enjoyable place to be. So that's what we're doing.
We've got a great ambience, and one of the first things, like I was telling you, I noticed you walk into the men's bathroom and you got the Eddie Van Halen Frankenstrat.
Yeah, we might have to get a shot of that later, but
you're in a real rock and roll joint when you see that.
Yeah, I mean, like any kid growing up playing guitar, he certainly was one of my heroes, if not my biggest hero. So I had to pay somewhat of an homage to him, and Eddie ended up in the bathroom. Sorry, Eddie. But we painted the walls in the bathroom like the Frankenstrat, and everybody seems to love it. It's kind of its own little unique talking point when people come in here and they love the bathroom, and so there you go. It's all red walls with white stripes and black stripes, and it's pretty cool.
So growing up, was it music? Did you envision yourself owning a place like this someday? Was it being in a band? What got you started?
Probably all the above. This might have come a little bit quicker, than I anticipated. But been playing music since I'm probably 3 or 4 years old, sitting at a piano, banging away.
Oh, wow.
And switched to guitar at about 10 because, the old adage, guitar players got the chicks, I thought. So I'd like to be standing up with an instrument and playing and writing, and did that whole thing. Like most musicians who go on to be professionals. You do the high school thing and go on. I went to college, but always had a band going through college, and played gigs, fraternity houses, on campus, off campus, and then just continued doing a lot of different projects. And then, actually, like when I say this thing came a little bit sooner than I had planned, I bought this in 2009. I had just come off the road for about 3 months, and we were actually out with one of my favorite bands,
Tesla, right?
Yeah. And I got pretty sick with pneumonia at the end of that tour, and on the way back, ended up in the hospital for about 10 days recovering. So it was a good time. Let's just put it that way. But my resistance was low. So
right.
And so I was taking a little bit of a break, from recording and playing shows and stuff, and this kind of came onto the horizon as a place that was available for sale, and I thought, oh well, maybe now's the time. And so it was actually a sound guy who did some sound for my band, and he worked here part-time, and I came here and instantly saw, the makings of, a great possibility for the plan that I, want to have, or that I wanted to do as far as restaurant, live music venue, and big building, big parking lot right on Pacific Coast Highway, kind of a legendary / infamous bar
right
here, before under another name, and so it had a certain cachet and sex appeal, both good and bad, and we've kind of hopefully taken all the good aspects of this place and brought it to a new level in terms of having a state-of-the-art sound and lighting system, having a great chef and a great staff, and serving really great food and craft cocktails and sake and draft beer and all kinds of fun stuff. So so this seemed to. I lived down in Orange County.
Okay.
So I didn't really look at Long Beach, but once I got here and got to know the community a little bit, I was like, wow, this could really be very cool. And so, so I accelerated my decision, to go ahead and move forward with something like this a little bit early, and bought myself a job basically. Bought myself a full-time job, and I love it. It's been quite a 3.5 years. It's a tough business, but. We're growing every year, and we're getting there, and I'm very positive about it. So it's working out. It's
a great venue. The way you've got it set up, the lighting, the ambience, the menu is amazing. I mean, everything from steaks to, pasta to, you guys do it all.
Yeah.
You got a great happy hour.
Yeah.
you've got
Thank you for all the plugs here. Yes, we do have a good
You do.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Tuesday
Best
through
happy hour
Friday.
in town.
That's right. And the sound system is just phenomenal. I mean, you guys just played up here with Dave Lombardo, and I mean, the sound is just—it's incredible.
Thanks. Yeah, we're really excited about it. You know, we had our own. We're partnered up with Rankis Hines, and I had bought a Rankis Hines system and put it in when I bought the place a few years ago, and you know, we've just partnered up and put in their state-of-the-art line array system here. Really, just a couple of weeks ago. And I think the Lombardo show and the Damage show, you know, that we did, might have been the first show that we really drove this thing on. You know, I think we installed it earlier that week, so we're really excited. The room sounded great before, but now it's just really, it's come together now.
That was an excellent show. Film, Damage, Steel Grave. I mean, it really felt like you're back in the whiskey or somewhere. I mean, it had that old school metal vibe going on.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I was just in awe of the musicians up there, and you know, just like watching Dave Lombardo, you know, up close like that and with his three-piece band was really spectacular just to see him in that environment versus, you know, seeing him with 40,000 people, you know, in Slayer, just seeing him in a real intimate kind of place. It was awesome. It was a fun night.
How hard is it overseeing everything from like the chefs? Because I mean, your food is excellent. It's absolutely amazing.
Thanks.
And then you've got the music going on, and then you've got the full bar, and you know you've got the top well, and you know, you've got everything, and you got the TVs. I mean, is that difficult overseeing like all those different aspects?
It's a pretty big operation. You know, great staff, a great GM, great chef, great bar manager, and so we pull it together. But yeah, we're very much a hybrid business. You know, what I didn't want to have was a great music venue with a pro stage, pro sound, pro lighting, national acts, but have marginal food.
Right.
I also didn't want to have a fantastic restaurant and throw a little stage in the corner and call myself a live music venue. I really want to serve all of those different constituencies, whether it's the local community who comes in for dinner early and doesn't stay for the live entertainment, just because it's a good place to eat and drink wine or whatever they're going to do, or the late night bar crowd to come in and see a show. I wanted them to get, you know, maximum value out of it too. So yeah, it is hard because we challenge ourselves to execute on everything we do. You know, we use all fresh juices in our cocktails. You know, fresh squeezed orange, grapefruit, lemon, limes. I mean, we're not using, you know, concentrated mix in the bar because I think it just really makes the cocktails that much better. Everything on our menu is from scratch. I think the only thing we don't make from scratch are the actual tortillas that we cut up and deep fry ourselves and make great chips out of. But we go to a local purveyor, a little mom and pop Mexican purveyor of their tortillas, and they're fantastic. But everything else, right down to our salad dressings, you know, are from scratch. And so we're really getting a name for ourselves as far as our food is concerned too. So to your question, yeah, it's hard to have a place and execute on all of those because we're really like two businesses in one. We're a live music venue and a restaurant. And we're trying to do it all right, but we get it done. So
it's working. It's great to have a place in Long Beach because it's such a diverse community where you've got, there's an art scene, there's a music scene, you got CSULB right up the street, and there's a need for this kind of a place. And Hollywood's slowly dying. The Key Club just shut down, and the good venues are hard to come by now. And you guys are definitely got something really good going.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're and that was part of the reason why I jumped into this thing because I saw those trends and a difficult economy to start something like this in.
Yeah,
but you know, it's what they call in investing world a value proposition. You know, you try to do something like this in a down economy and spend a couple of years, you know, trying to get it done so that when things get better, you ride with it, and we're starting to see that a little bit, and some of the fruits of our labor are developing here. So I love it, and you know, it's 14, 15 hours a day from the time I wake up in the morning and start working on the business at the house to when I come in at night. And you know, we have this saying around here. I have this inflated sense of self-importance here. Like the place probably would run just fine if I didn't come in every night. But when it's your baby, you have to be here and make sure that things are, you know, moving, you know, and grooving the way you envision them. And so yeah, I'm one of those owners. I'm here a lot, very hands-on, but I try to empower my staff to really run the place, and they do a great job. So
And I think a lot of people don't realize that is just the place might close at 2, but that's just the beginning. Then you've got the bar cleanup. You got to get the kitchen cleaned up and prepped. Yeah, it's literally a 24-hour.
It is. And the cleaning crew comes in at about 5 in the morning, and then they do their thing. And it's quite an operation. And we have we have about 30 employees. We also have 7 security guards under our employ, as well as in-house talent buyer. And some marketing people, so it's a decent-sized operation. In a 15,000 square foot building and a 50,000 square foot parking lot right on PCH, it's it takes a lot of attention to detail, and we work hard at it.
I'm assuming being in the music business for as long as you have has helped, because I've noticed like the security here is phenomenal. They're polite, they're good, they do their job. They're not overly aggressive. You go to some clubs and the guys are just like, these guys are really down to earth.
I appreciate that, and they are, great guys, and their experience. A lot of them are either ex-police officers, current police officers, or just have a lot of experience being bodyguards or whatnot. And yes, they're very competent in terms of providing security and being a deterrent in terms of what they look like. These are big guys with dark suits. And
can't miss them.
They do have that look and feel, but they know what my expectations are in terms of treating the guests, and they intuitively know that too, because they're just good guys. But I've experienced the same thing you have at clubs, and so our mantra here is, when we're closing and we're trying to get people out of here, I expect them to be vigilant, strong, but extremely polite and extremely nice and welcoming to these people, because they won't come back if they're mistreated at the end of an evening, and they just won't have it. So, and they're great at it. They do it with smiles on their face. They'll go over to people and they'll say, hey guys, just to let you know, the cocktails are going to have to be out of your hands in 10 minutes because it's our liquor license and we need to be.
Right.
We just want to let you know. And so we try to give people ample notice at the end of the evening. But, invariably there's people who don't want to give up their cocktail at the end of the night. And,
no, just kidding.
Right, like this guy we met a couple of times, right? I'm kidding. And you deal with it as best as you can, but it's the nature of the beast. You have to be firm with people, but you also have to make sure that you book in their night, with a gracious exit, and make sure that they want to come back. And I've experienced a lack of execution there at other clubs.
Absolutely.
And I just don't want that here, and we do a good job of that.
They seem to have a vested interest in the music too. I've noticed them out in the patio as some bands are packing with their drum kits, and they'll be chatting it up and asking about their equipment and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's cool. They're really down to earth.
They are, and they're very engaged, like you said. It's funny you may mention that, because my head of security is a guy that I often consult on booking certain acts here.
Okay.
In fact, I just had 2 conversations with him today about some acts, because I want to make sure that we have consensus as a management team here on what we're doing. And sometimes it makes sense to book certain bands and certain acts, and sometimes it just doesn't, whether it's an economic reason or otherwise. And so my staff, who has to actually be here and get us through the night and manage the place and make sure it operates effectively, I try to include them in these decisions. And our security team is definitely one facet of those conversations. So he's always involved. So
that's excellent.
Today, yeah.
And Sundays, it's kind of got a cool family vibe. You do a lot of the blues on the Sundays, and it's a great place on a Sunday afternoon. You can bring your family, hear good music, have good food, and
thanks for that.
It's laid back. It's real chill on Sundays.
It is, and Sundays. What I enjoy on Sundays are blues and reggae, and mimosas and Bloody Marys, and a good greasy burger after the night before.
Yeah.
And so we try to translate that here and do a variety of things, and occasionally we'll have a special event. It's a little bit off the beaten path on a Sunday night, because that's when a national touring act might be coming through, and we need to book it on a Sunday night.
Right.
So we may not do the daily blues, jazz, reggae thing on a particular day, but for the most part, that's what it is by design. It's that kind of a day, and we try to foster that. We have a big patio outside, and people, like to sit outside on a nice day. And
you got the water right out there, and it's a beautiful atmosphere.
Yeah, thanks. So something for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you guys have Metal Jam coming up on the 27th of April.
We do.
With none other than Derek Riggs.
Yeah.
the man who designed Eddie. That's pretty big.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's really a coming together. It's for autism.
Yeah.
Raising funds for autism, and this will be our second time doing it. And really, it brings together metal musicians from across Southern California and even further out, and it's kind of like an all-star jam. You know, everyone signs up for songs, and you'll have legendary metal musicians on stage performing, kind of like a Camp Freddy vibe. And we raise a lot of money for autism, and one of the gentlemen involved in organizing it, Jeff Fonstag, his child has autism, and so he's a big driver of the whole day. Mm-hmm. And so all I really do is open up, and as a staff, you know, we contribute our time to it, and we raise money at the door and at the bar and with the food sales, and it's just a great day. You know, it really is. So when we do a lot of
good
fundraisers
cause.
like that.
Yeah, you had a toy drive with just like Priest, I think, was out here.
Yeah, we do Toys for Tots. We raise money for brain cancer, breast cancer. Because of the scale of the place, the size, it really lends itself well to doing fundraisers, and we do them all throughout the year. And it's really great because when people are associated with these serious organizations, you know, dealing with these serious causes, sometimes it's nice to bring some music and levity to the situation, and also accomplish raising money and everybody having a good time. And we've become kind of that place, you know, and we're not corporate. You know, if somebody wants to do a fundraiser, they call me, you know,
right.
And usually I'm like, sure, you know, not because I try to be as benevolent as I can, but I think sometimes these things are a little bit more complicated than they need to be to put on. You know, we just, sure, we'll open up, let's do this, you know, we'll give the door, here's our entertainment, we'll market it effectively, and, you know, we'll put a few hundred people in here, and it's a win-win for everybody. And so, and again, we have this huge parking lot outside, so it's kind of one-stop shopping, and it's just a natural place to put 500, 600, 700 people in with a great show, and for people to have something to eat and drink and raise some money for whatever cause.
And that's a great point you bring up. I mean, the venue's huge, the sound system's amazing, and parking's free, and there's tons of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you're driving out to Hollywood and paying $25 and getting your car scratched and dinged in.
One thing I've learned about Long Beach in this area is to be successful, I think we need to make it accessible to people. You know, we don't gouge people here. You know, when we do a ticketed event or a cover charge, you know, we try to do it at a reasonable level, because that's really what the community demands. You know, and you know, and I find that for a business like this to be sustainable, you know, I don't want to just be the next club that came in and out of town and charge people $25 to come in on a Saturday night to see a local DJ. You know, that's not sustainable business. You know, it has to be more of a place that people just want to be and want to come no matter what's going on, because it's accessible, and then come in, have a good meal, and always count on seeing something great. So I'm very mindful of that, you know, and I might not be making as much money as I'd like to yet. But it's a process, and we're getting there.
And it's a passion, too, I think, with you.
Yeah.
And that comes across in the food and the music and the setting, everything.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
It's been long needed and missed in Long Beach as an excellent music venue. And
yeah, that's what I hear. Yeah, and I'm new to Long Beach, so I'm glad that we're kind of filling a void.
6251 East Pacific Coast Highway, right?
Yes, it is. That is the address, and our phone number.
Yeah.
It's 562-596-4718, as long as we're shamelessly promoting here. And we can certainly be found online. Our website is thegaslamprestaurant.com. And our Facebook page, we have two. The most active one is Gaslamp Friends. But we also have the Gaslamp Restaurant and Bar online. Even though we're currently taking the brand and modernizing it a bit. You know, we originally were called the Gaslamp Restaurant and Bar, and is now effectively known as Gaslamp Music Bar Kitchen.
I love that.
Thanks.
I love how the music stands out.
The new logo up here somewhere. It should be coming up on one of these slides, but it's on the bottom there. It probably popped up a few times during the event, because we're going through a transition process with that too, just upgrading the brand a little bit and freshening it up and staying ahead of it. So that's what we're doing. So we hope you all come and check us out and visit us sometime.
There's so many great bands coming through here, and this is a venue you got to check out, Gaslamp. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, John.
All right.